Hey, welcome, guys. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and we are here in May 15th, 1974. It's going to be Nolan Ryan versus Bert Blyleven. We continue with our Ryan experiment to see how close STRAT-O-MATIC can approximate the 9.9 strikeouts per 9 innings and the 5.5 walks per 9 innings that Nolan Ryan produced in the 1974 season, a season in which sees him pitch over 300 innings, collect 300 strikeouts, and so on. There's another similar replay or experiment done by Keith Berglund using the Replay Classic game. Here we're using Strat. The 74 set out of production. You won't find it. It's not easy to find, and you're not going to find it in great condition. So let's get started. It's going to be Bert Blyleven. Let's go over the lineups. Luckily, I have all the players today with no created cards. Everything I was able to find everything between the original set of 20 players plus some extra players that I also picked up. So Rivers is in center field. Denny Doyle, who's a 2. Rivers is a 3, I believe, and in center field. And yes, he is with a +2 arm. And it's Denny Doyle, a 2 at second base. LaHood is batting third, and he's a 3 in left field today. He's in right field. He's a 4 in right field. 0 arm. Bobby Valentine is the DH. No, it's Charlie. Charlie Sands is the DH. And where did he go? There he is. Charlie Sands has like a miniature card. Don't ask. I can barely see his numbers. I'm going to have to create a replacement for him. And, okay, so Sands is cleanup. And Bobby Valentine is batting 5th in left field. Batting 6th is Paul Shaw. Valentine in left field is a 4-0. Shaw is a 4 at third base. Tommy McCraw, he is batting 7th, and he is the first baseman, and he's actually a pretty good first baseman out of 2. Then you have Ellie Rodriguez, who's a good catcher as well. He's a 2-2, so a pretty good arm. And then finally, you're going to have Dave Chalk, terrible shortstop, out of 4. And that rounds out both the offense and the defense for the STRAT-O-MATIC 74 California Angels. Nolan Ryan has got no hold on him. So anyway, we're going to move forward on this. And these are older cards, don't have the super advanced ratings. So here's Bert Blyleven, throws righty against the lefty Mickey Rivers. We're going to get the appropriate dice. Two whites, actually 2 reds. I need 2 reds, 1 white. Here's my other red in here somewhere. There it is. And let's play ball. And that's a 1 and a 5, so it's Rivers versus the righty, and that's a 1-8 home run for Mickey Rivers, but it's a 17, so that's going to be a drive in the right center field gap, and that's going to be 1 hop off the wall, played nicely by center fielder Heisel, and big turnaround second for Rivers. Man, he can fly, but goes back to second base, so a leadoff double for Mick the Quick against Bert Blyleven. And next is Denny Doyle. Here's the pitch from Bert Blyleven. And that's a 2 and a 4, and that 4 is going to be a fly ball center field. Now center fielder is Heisel. May be able to tag up. Ooh, Heisel is a center field. He's a +4 arm. So center fielder, he is a 3 +4. And we're going to tag up from center field, throwing to, actually, I think the plus is right field, throwing to third base. So it's going to be Mickey Rivers is a 1-17 plus 2, 1-19, and he is safe. So fly ball to center, tagging up his Rivers, and he makes it to third. And next is Joe LaHood. And the pitch, it's a 6. He is a lefty, a 6 and a 4, and that is a drive in the gap, right center field, and that's going to be off the base of the wall, scoring easily is Rivers, 1-0. Angels on an RBI double by Joe LaHood, and we're going to double check that. It's a 6 against a lefty and a 4, and that is trouble. So Blyleven struggles in that 6 column against lefties, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's why they stack some lefties against him. So Charlie Sands is batting now against Bert Blyleven. I don't even have his. I'm imagining he's a lefty. Hold on a second. All right, I found a much better Charlie Sands card. Charlie Sands card is a lefty. And here's the pitch against Blyleven. And that's against on Blyleven's card, a 5 and an 8. And that's struck him out on the curveball. Big curveball by Bert Blyleven. And that's 2 outs. Here's Bobby Valentine. Steps in the box. Right-handed hitter. And the pitch from Blyleven. Sets and deals. And again off Blyleven. This time he's a righty, a 5 and an 8. And he checks his swing to check with the first base umpire. And he rings him up. That retires the side. 1 run on 2 hits. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Angels. And the Minnesota Twins coming to bat. All right, it's Nolan Ryan facing Larry Heisel, who leads off, right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. And that is a 4 against a righty, and a 6 struck him out. Ryan blows a fastball by Heisel. And Rod Carew now. And that's a 5. He's a lefty, so it's a 5 and a 5, and struck him out back-to-back Ks for the Express. Nolan Ryan, in the replay, 8.1 strikeouts per 9 innings compared to the 9.9 in reality. And for walks, 5.3 versus 5.5. So he's doing STRAT-O-MATIC is doing a very good job. Even this older version of STRAT-O-MATIC is doing an excellent job. And here is Tony Oliva now. Killebrew. Then it's Oliva, then Killebrew, and here's a pitch from Ryan against the lefty. It's a 1 and a 6, and that's a drive, and that's going to be in there for a base hit single. Played nicely by Rivers, and he gets it in quickly to keep Tony Oliva at first base. So a knock for Oliva and 2 outs, 1 on, and is he going to steal? Let's see what kind of base running. Is it steal? No, he does not steal. Here's Harmon Killebrew, the pitch. And that is, he's a righty, so it's a 5 and a 6, and that's ball 4. So Ryan, after getting 2 quick outs on strikeouts, allows a single, and then walks Killebrew, puts runners on first and second. And here's Steve Braun, another lefty against Ryan. Ryan, a 6 column against lefties, is also troublesome. Here's the pitch, and that is a 6 column. 6 column 6, and that's going to be trouble. And that's going to be it's a drive in the gap, and center fielder comes up with it. A nice diving catch by the center fielder, Mickey Rivers. Saved a hit for sure. And it's no runs, 1 hit, couple left, and we go to the top of the second inning. All right, it's Bert Blyleven will be facing Paul Shaw. And it's a 2 and a 9er, and that is going to be line base hit, center field. Shaw with a single. Rips a Blyleven sinker into center field. And here's Tommy McCraw. Here's a pitch, and that's a 2 and an 8, and that's going to be line and caught. L3, nice catch by the first baseman, Harmon Killebrew. I don't think I went over the Minnesota lineup. That's why I like to do it all together. And I didn't fill in their defenses either. Second baseman Carew is not very good, a 4. I believe is the DH. Killebrew is a 4, so they don't have a very good left fielder is a 4+3. Yikes. All right. Next up is Ellie Rodriguez, the pitch from Blyleven. And that is off Rodriguez, a 3 and an 8. That's line base hit to right. Shaw. Let's see, the right fielder is Darwin. Let's see Shaw's speed. Shaw's speed is 1-12, but it is to right. He's trying to go to third, so he'll get a +2. And Darwin is a -2. So he's going to be a 1-12, and he's going to try it. There he goes. Try to stretch it, and he is safe at third base. Was he being held on? I always hold everybody on automatically, so that's going to be a -1. So that'll be 11 on the nose. So he does make it to third. So it's first and third now, and it's Dave Chalk. Infield will, are they going to concede a run? No, they're going to bring the infield in. Here's the pitch, and that is a 5. A 5 and an 8. That is strike 3. Got him on the curveball. That fell right off the table and baffled Chalk. He was way out in front. Almost fell over. And here's Mickey Rivers with 2 out and 2 on. Pitch from Blyleven. Rivers doubled earlier. That's a 1 and a 10, and that is line base hit center field. Run comes in. And Ellie Rodriguez, will he go to third? Center fielder is a +4. We're going to probably send Rodriguez. Rodriguez 1-11 +4. Was he being held on with 2 outs? Probably not, especially he's not a base stealer. So it'll be 15. And we're going to roll, and he is out at third base. So an RBI single for Rivers, and Ellie's thrown out 8-5 to end the inning. So 1 run on 3 hits. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Nolan Ryan will be facing Bobby Darwin. The Express on the mound for the California Angels. Came over from the Mets. It's a 2 and a 7, and that is a line drive to right for a base hit. Rips one to right. And here's Eric Soderholm. The pitch. Darwin, is he a speedster? No. That's a 3 and an 8, and a 3 and an 8. That's a base hit. And to left field, our left fielder is a 4. Darwin is a 1-14. He's going to try to go to third, and that is, oh, wait a second. I believe he is out at third. So that would be 7-5. I don't know the rule for advancing. I think actually it's a -6 from the guy's run rating. So Soderholm's singles -6 would put him at a 7 to advance to second base, from what I remember. And plus the arm and so on, or something like that. I think it's just I have to reread that. But he's going to hold at first base. Another runner's thrown out. So I've had 2 runners thrown out already. And here is Glenn Borgman. He's the catcher. Pitch from Ryan, and that is a 3 and a 5, and that's going to be hit hard right at the shortstop. This is tailor-made 6-4-3 double play. It goes from Chalk to Doyle to McCraw, and that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. Go top of the third, 2-0 Angels. Bert Blyleven versus Denny Doyle. Doyle flied out to center in his first at bat. It's a 2 and a 4, and that's going to be popped up. Shallow center right there is Heisel, 1 away. Next is Joe LaHood with a 4 and a 5, And that's going to be bounced to second base. Easy play for Carew. 2 down. Here's Charlie Sands, the DH for today, in the cleanup spot. It's a 2 and a 7, and that is stroked to right field for a single. He smacks one to right. Played on a hop by right fielder Darwin. And here's Bobby Valentine. And that's a 3 and an 11, and that's going to be a strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Angels. It's Luis Gomez. And that's going to be a 5 and an 11 versus a righty. And that's going to be a right field X results. Right field X results. Where is that? Let's see if we can find the chart. There it is. Right field X. Our right fielder is a 4. So we're going to roll. And that is a 13. It's a single. Drops in. So it's a leadoff single for Gomez off the X chart. A ball that the right fielder Lahoud could just not get to, couldn't reach. So it's going to be Larry Heisel leading off. Against Ryan. 1 on, nobody out. The pitch, and that's a 5 and a 7. And that's a walk. Ball 4, that's a second walk allowed by Ryan today. And next is first and second, Rock Carew on the pitch, and that's a 4 and an 8. That'll be he's a lefty, a 4 and an 8. Strike 3, got Carew. Not an easy guy to whiff. But in a 50-50 system that doesn't have a connection, you're going to have to struggle with that. So Tony Oliva, and that's a 6 and a 6. That's off Ryan. He's a lefty. A 6 and a 6 is going to be a drive in the gap, and center fielder Rivers comes up with it. And runner on second, column 6 and a 6, runner on second will hold. So F8. And here's Harmon Killebrew. That's a 2 and a 7, and that's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Third walk allowed by Ryan. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Steve Braun, another lefty. They really piled on the lefties against Ryan. Here's a pitch from Ryan. That's a 3 and an 11 against Ryan. That's going to be a base on balls. That's going to force in a run. Scoring is Gomez. RBI walk. Everybody moves up 1. Bases are still loaded. Bobby Darwin. Darwin is a 3 minus 2. And here's the pitch. And that's a 4 and a 9er. Darwin got 4 and a 9. Strike 3, got him. And that is strikeout number 4. We got 4 walks, 4 strikeouts today. 3 walks in this inning. And that ends the inning. They pick up a run on just 1 hit and 3 walks. What else is new? And Blylev is going to be facing Shaw. On deck is McCraw. And then in the hole is Rodriguez. Let's see. There we go. Just want to balance it out just a little bit. Nice crowd here in Minnesota. And that's going to be a 1 and a 6. And that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Oh, that's Shaw. Wait a second. Shaw is up. And that's a 1 and a. It was a 1 and a 6. And then the 20 hit it. So 1 and a 6 is going to be a base hit. So he smacks one to center. That's his second hit of the day. No, I'm looking at the wrong batter. Where's Shaw? Paul Shaw. Hold on a second. There he is. A 1-6 is a ground ball third base. Oh, what a play by Soderholm. Up with it and throws out Shaw. So in G5, 1 out, Tommy McCraw. And a 4 and a 5. That's off Blyleven. He's a lefty. A 4 and a 5 is a bouncer to second base. Easy play for Carew. Better hurry. And McCraw was hustling, and Carew just got him at first base. Here's Ellie Rodriguez, the pitch. And that's a 2 and a 7, and that is ball 4. So that's the first walk allowed by Blyleven, who's generally got good control. Here's Dave Chalk. Chalk today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second inning. Scores 2-1, California. We're in the top of the 4th. We're doing Nolan Ryan's 11th start, tracking his strikeouts and walks. His walks was 5.5, in the replays 5.3, strikeouts 9.9, in the replays 8.1. So he needs a few more strikeouts. So here's Dave Chalk with 2 outs and 1 on in the pitch, and that's a 4 and a 6. 4 and a 6 is strike 3, and that ends the inning. That is strikeout number 5 for Blyleven. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. STRAT-O-MATIC has a beautiful retro feel to it. I really like that about it. Love the retro games. There's just a special, peace to them, a peacefulness about them. At least that's what it conjures up in my experience. And that is a 5 and an 8. So that's going to be off the pitcher. He's a righty, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Ryan picks up his 5th strikeout, blows a fastball by Soderholm. Next up is Glenn Borgman. He hit into a double play earlier. That dreaded ground ball A. Here is Borgman against Ryan, and it's a 4 and a 7. And a 7. Strike 3, and that's number 6 for Ryan. So he blows a fastball by Borgman, and here's Luis Gomez with a 5 and a 6. And a 5 and a 6 is ball 4. That is walk number 5 for Ryan. And we're looking at the top of the order now. So Gomez is on for the second time, reached on a single and scored a run, and now he reached on a walk with 2 outs. Here's Larry Heisel. Here's the pitch, and that's a 5 and a 6, and that's going to be ball 4. That's walk number 6. Holy smokes. He's had games with 10 walks, by the way. So Ryan has had 10 walks in a game. Here's Rod Carew, 2 on, 2 out. Pitch from Ryan, checks in with Ellie Rodriguez, and he shakes off the sign. And it looks like they're having trouble communicating, so Rodriguez is going to go out to talk to Ryan. Score is 2-1. California. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And Ryan is ready. And here's a pitch to Rod Carew, who's always trouble. That's a 5 against the lefty. A 5 and a 9. Strike him out for the 3rd time. Holy smokes. Rod Carew struck out 3 times. That is hard for me to believe. I thought he was more of a contact hitter. I gotta look that up. All right, that ends the inning. And we go to the top of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits. A couple walking that inning, but they don't score any runs. So here's Bert Blyleven versus Mickey Rivers. Mick the Quick, if you will. That's his nickname. It's a 5 and an 11, and that's going to be a bouncer to second base with a 7. Second baseman is a 4, and that 7 is going to be boots it. Carew boots it, and Rivers is always a threat to steal. 4, E4. Let me clean that up. That's ugly. E4. So Rivers is on, always a threat to steal. Rivers stealing is an A, and that is 1 to 15 off the top of my head. Not a lifelong Strat player, so for you guys that are, take it, yeah, it's a 1 to 15. The catcher is a Borgman. I never looked. Catcher is a 3+1. Three plus one, they're holding them on, so that goes to 13 plus 1 is 16. I'm sorry, 14. So there goes Rivers, and the throw down from Boardman not in time. So Rivers is in scoring position quickly here. Next is Denny Doyle. Y11 to Doyle. And that's a 3 and a 6, and that's going to be a drive. And in the gap, that's going to split the outfields and roll to the wall. Scoring easily is Rivers. That's the third one. 3-1 now, California. RBI double for Denny Doyle. Can you believe that? It's a 3 and a 6, and he doubles. I roll that 4, 1-4. It's a Splitsville. Here is Joe LaHood. LaHood is 1 for 2 with a double. So the Angels have hit 3 doubles against Burt Blyleven. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6 and an 8. And that's going to be a base on balls. So runners on first and second, nobody out. Uh-oh. I hate to go to the bullpen, but it's looking like I'm going to have to go there. His point of weakness is the 8th, so he's still good. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be a 2 and a 5. 2 and a 5 is a 1-4. Charlie Sands, 1-4 home run, and we roll the 1. That's a deep drive to right field against a righty. He's got power. An end against a lefty. He has none. That's why he's batting cleanup. That ball is way back. We roll that 5 on the 2 column. That ball is to right, way back in the upper deck. Charlie Sands showing off the muscle. And that's a 3-run home run against Burt Blyleven. Holy smokes. What a day for the California Angels. 1, 2, 3. 3 RBIs for Charlie Sands. It's the first game that Ryan has pitched that Charlie Sands has started. I can't say since I'm not playing the other games, which I wouldn't mind doing. I'm considering doing a replay of the 74 Rangers. I think that would be the Billy Martin 74 Rangers. I think that would be pretty interesting. So Blyleven now has given up a bunch of runs. And I think it's about that time. Yes, sir. All right, it's going to be Dave Gols. Dave Gols, I remember him as a starter later on, but here he's both a starter and a reliever, and he's got his point of weakness is his 4th inning, so he can go a while. Nobody out in the 5th inning. Score now is 6-1, and it's Bobby Valentine. Valentine today struck out twice. Pitch from Dave Gols. It's going to be a 5 and an 11, and that's ball 4, so he walks Valentine. So the pitchers for the Twins are struggling here with their control. Next up is Paul Shaw. The pitch to Shaw, and that's a 2 and a 2, and that's going to be a hard hit ground ball at the shortstop. Goes to second for 1, back to first. Double play. Gomez to Carew to Killebrew. 2 out now, so that worked out nicely. Here's Tom McCraw, a 2 and a 9er, and that's going to be bounced to third. Scooped up by Soderholm, on target. So 4 runs come in. The big hit being the 3-run homer by Charlie Sands, the DH, came out of nowhere. And it's so 4 runs on 2 hits. They leave nobody, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. So Dave Gols did a great job there. Nolan Ryan on the mound. He's completed 8 out of 10 starts. So he's got a ton of complete games. Tony Oliva. And he's a lefty, so that's a 6 and a 6, and that's going to be a fly ball, center field, backing up. Is Rivers to the track, and he hauls it in for the first out. Harmon Killebrew's next. Killebrew was walked twice today. Will he walk again? It's a 3 and a 12, and that's going to be a deep drive to left. If it stays fair, it's gone. That ball is home run. Harmon Killebrew. 6-2 now. And Ryan wishes he had that fastball back. Did not fool Killebrew. Here's Steve Braun. Braun is 0 for 1 with an RBI walk, if you will. It's a 6 and a 9er, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. It's backhanded by Chalk over to first. High throw, but nice stretch by Tommy McCraw. 2 away. Bottom of the 5th, 6-2 Angels. Big inning was the 5th inning for the Angels. 3-run homer by Charlie Sands, the DH. Here's the pitch. That's a 2 and a 10. A 2 and a 10 will be bounced up the middle. Chalk gets there, throws on the run in time to get Darwin, and that ends the inning. Top of the 6th, here we come. So 1 run on 1 hit, that solo home run, 6-2. And batting now is going to be Elliot Rodriguez. Chalk on the top of the order. Rivers. Here's the pitch from Blind 11, and that's a 3 and a 4. 3 and a 4 is going to be a bouncer to short. Easy play. Gomez throws him out. Dave Chalk now, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch from Goles. And it's going to be off Goles' card. And it's a 3 against the righty. It's a 5 and a 3, and that is bounced to first. Easy play for Killebrew. 2 away. Nobody on. Top of the 6th. Pitch to Rivers. And that is a 5 and an 11. And that's going to be a bouncer to second base with a 2. And second baseman is a 4. He's terrible. And the 2 is going to be a base hit. So a range single hit. And Mickey Rivers slaps past the second baseman. And Rivers is on. I'm not going to steal, already stole 1. Here's Danny Doyle. It's a 2 and a 7. And that's going to be lined to right, base hit. So Rivers will try to go to third. And he is safe at third base, first and third. Next is Joe LaHoot, and that's a 2 and a 5. And that's going to be a drive. And down the line, fair ball into right field. 1 run scores. Right field, he is a -2. And Denny Doyle is a 14. He's a -2 +2 because he's going from right field to home. So he's 1 to 14. And here's the play at the plate. He is out at the plate. So 1 run comes in on the double, RBI double, and that'll end the inning. 9-4-2. And 1 run on 3 hits. And the score is 7-2 now. Joe LaHoot drives in a run with a double, but then Denny Doyle gets thrown out at the plate trying to score. Great relay by Carew. Nice tag by Borgman. Blocked the plate perfectly. There was just nowhere to go for Denny Doyle. All right, so it's Nolan Ryan versus Eric Soderholm. Nolan Ryan today's got 6 strikeouts and 5 walks. Actually, 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. Excuse me. It's given up a couple of runs. Here's the pitch to Soderholm. That's a 3 and an 8. And that's going to be lined to left for a base hit. So he smacks one to left field, played on the hop by Bobby Valentine. So Soderholm is on at first. And here's Glenn Borgman, the pitch. And that's a 4 and an 11. 4 and 11 is a pitcher X. And the pitchers are 2s from what I remember during this era. And what do I have? An 18 and a 2, and that's going to be 1-6-3 double play. So Ryan, ball hits tapped right back to Ryan. Ryan spins, whips it to second, back to first. Doyle to, so it's Ryan to Doyle to McCraw, and it's a 1-6-3 double play. And here's Luis Gomez. Luis Gomez is walked and singled. That's a 2 and a 6, and it's going to be another single to left. So he lines one to left field. Wow, 2-6. He is a single there. Hold on a second. Something about this card I cannot read. On the 6 is a straight up single. Okay. So that ends the inning. I'm sorry, that ends the lineup turns over is what I'm trying to say. Doesn't end the inning. There's 2 outs and 1 on. Here's Larry Heisel. And that is a 6 and a 10, and that's going to be a fly ball center field X with a 7. Center field is a 3. And what did I say? What was the number? A 7. And that's going to be a nice running catch by Rivers, and that ends the inning. So No runs, 2 hits, 1 left to go to the top of the 7th. (7-2). California. Charlie Sands is up. He's got a big 3-run homer. He's 2 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. And that's a 4 and a 7. That's going to be off the pitcher. He is a lefty. A 4 and a 7. That's going to be line base hit to right. So he rips one. Charlie Sands is on fire today. And here's Bobby Valentine up next. And that's a 3 and a 9er. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Goes to second for 1. Back to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice on that ground ball B. Here's Paul Shaw now. Dave Gold sets and deals, and that's 3 and a 5, and that's going to be cracked to center field. Backing up a couple of steps is Heisel, 2 down. So Shaw gives it a ride, but he just hung up there. And here's McCraw. That's a 4 and a 6, and that's line to right for a base hit. Stopping at second will be Valentine. Right, he will get a +2 to 14. The first who's being held, so -1, so it's a 13, 1 to 13, -2 for the right fielder. So now I think that's who the plate safe. All right, so it's first and second, and here's Ellie Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 1 for 2 today. Here's the pitch to Ellie. That's a 4 and a 7, and that's going to be line. Oh, just missed it. Caught by the second baseman. Carew goes up and brings it back down. Lands on his tush. So that's no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch, guys. Take me out to the ballpark. Fun little game we have here. A lot of nice little retro feel, right? Takes us back to another time, a simpler day, simpler time where we only had 4 or 5 TV stations. You knew exactly what night it was. You grabbed that TV guide and it would show you what's coming up. And you knew what days of the week you had to watch TV and what days of the week you could do other things. You had your favorite shows, and those favorite shows were generally the popular shows in America, and everybody was tied, was connected in some way through those TV shows, because everybody kind of had 3 main stations, right? 3 networks, and those are the shows that basically established the culture. Rod Carew leads off. Nowadays you have 7,000 channels, and that's going to be Ryan. Where is the Express? There he is. So it's going to be a 4 and a 7, and that's going to be struck him out for the 4th time. The golden sombrero for Rod Carew. That's hard for me to believe. Holy smokes! And here's the pitch to Tony Oliva, another lefty, another 4. Strike 3, got him, back-to-back Ks. So that is 7, 8, and 9. 9 strikeouts for the Express. Here comes Harmon Killebrew, righty now. And that's a pitch, and that is a 3 and an 8. Strike 3. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. Strikes out the side, no runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 8th, here we come. The Ryan Express, start number 11. Once. That's 11 in Spanish. It's going to be Goltz versus Dave Chalk. Chalk today is 0 for 3, a couple strikeouts and a ground out. Here's a pitch from Goltz. That is a 3 and a 5, and that's line base hit to right. So Chalk picks up a hit. Rips one. And here's Mickey Rivers, Mick the Quick. That's a pitch. That's a 6. And a 6, that is a check swing and a little looping liner that drops in center field. Stopping at second will be Chalk. I've been thrown out so many times, I'm not going to keep on risking it. So here's Denny Doyle, runners on first and second. Pitch from Goltz. And that is a 4 and a 6. A 4 and a 6. That's a base hit to right. A little Texas leaguer that dunks in there. And are we going to try to score to right field? Who's running? Chalk. What is his speed? Chalk. What is his speed? 1 to 14 -2. From right field, I think it's the third base where you get that plus. I don't know that you. So I'm just going to hold him up. Bases are loaded. Make my life easier. It is 7-2. So bases are loaded for Joe LaHood. We may have to go back to the bullpen. Hate to do that though. This is his 4th inning, so this is his point of weakness. He already has the bullet. He's qualified for the bullet. So we'll let him pitch to one more, LaHood. And that's going to be a 2 and a 6. And that's going to be, oh, that's trouble. That's going to be line base hit. 1 run scores. 2 run score. And going to third is Doyle. A 2-run single for LaHood, and that's going to be it for goals. He is out. Yikes. All right, it's Ray Corbin coming in. He's another right-hander. He's going to pitch to Sands. That's going to be a 5 and an 8, and that's popped up left side. Third baseman, Soderholm, calls for, makes the catch. It was the shortstop and Soderholm together. And here's Bobby Valentine with a 5. He's a righty, a 5 and a 9er, and that's going to be bounced to second base. That 11. Second baseman is a good one. He's a 2. Actually, he's Carew. He's a 4. And an 11, and Carew, the 4. What is the 4 read? It says runners are 4. If no runners are 4, so it's going to be a force play. So it's a 4. Infield was back. So it's a 4-6 run scores on a fielder's choice. And the score is 10-2 now. And it's Paul Shaw. 2 outs. 1 on. Because it was... Yeah, it was... I believe it was first and third. No, wait a second. It was not first and third. Yes, it was. It was first and third. Okay. It was first and third. All right. So here's Paul Shaw. And it's a 3 and a 6. And that's going to be a bouncer to short. Easy play for shortstop Gomez. And that ends the inning. 3 runs come in on 4 hits. What a day for the Angels. 10-2 up over the Minnesota Twins, who have just been outplayed in every sense of the word in this game. Nolan Ryan against Steve Braun. I'm going to keep on moving everything to the right here. Need more space. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a 4. A 4 and a 5. Struck him out. 11 Ks for the Express. And here's Darwin. A 1 and a 7, and that's going to be strike 3. Got him. 12 for the Express. 12 Ks. And he's struck out 5 in a row so far. And here's Eric Soderholm with another 4, and that's going to be 6 in a row. Strikes out the side 2 consecutive times. 13 Ks. No runs, no hits. And this is like a DeGrom thing. I've seen DeGrom like strike out like 9 or 10 in a row or something like crazy like that. In modern baseball, he was doing it back in the mid 70s when these guys were contact hitters. Holy smokes! So in the last inning, we're going to see Borgman, Gomez, and I'm going to probably have to bring in a pinch hitter, otherwise I get in trouble. Guys tell me, "Oh, you don't pinch hit." Well, the game's over, so why am I pinch hitting? Anyway, Ray Corbin, actually, and especially when I don't have a lot of players either. I don't like to do too much because with 20 players and maybe if I'm lucky I get the extras. 24 players, not that easy to. All right, 9 McGraw. I got 7. I think it's 7 pitchers. That's another issue. Even though I don't need a lot of pitchers because we're the American League and the DH, right? All right, so here is Corbin. Where's Corbin? What did I do with him? Ray Corbin versus Tommy McGraw. The pitch. That's off Corbin. A 5 and a 7. That's ripped and caught by Gomez. So McGraw goes the opposite field, but hits it hard and right at the shortstop, Luis Gomez. Ellie Rodriguez now. Ellie Rodriguez today is 1 for 3. He's singled, walked, grounded out, and then lined out. Here is So it's an L6 there. Here is Ellie Rodriguez, the pitch. It's a 1 and a 6, and that's going to be a bouncer to third. Backhanded by Soderholm. Throw to first on target. 2 down. And now it's Dave Chalk with a 1 and a 4, and that's going to be lifted to left. A couple of steps to his right is Braun, and that retires aside. 3 up and 3 down. 10-2, Angels. And it's Nolan Ryan going to go for his, what is this, his 9th complete game of the season. He's going to face Glenn Borgman. Borgman is 0 for 3 today. Ryan, it's a 6. So Ryan, let's switch those over because otherwise my brain. He's a righty, so it's a 6 and an 8, and that's going to be ball 4. So that's his 7th walk in the day. And this is his point of weakness right now, the 9th inning. So he better proceed with caution. And we're going to call on a pinch hitter now for Luis Gomez. I don't know who we're going to grab here. I don't really know who they use. I don't know too much about these 74 teams. I don't know if these guys are there or not. Let me see. I'm going to bring in a guy named Jerry Terrell. Jerry Terrell. He'll pinch hit just to change up. Actually, Luis Gomez is 2 for 2, so I'm going to let him bat. Should have pitch hit for Borden. All right, here's the pitch from Ryan. It's a 1 and a 5, and that is ripped to short. This is tailor-made. It's going to go Chalk to Doyle to McCraw. 6, 4, 3, double play. Holy smokes. So let me double check that. A 1 and a 5. It is hard hit ball, but right at the shortstop. So Ryan is 1 out away. Ryan today has 7 walks and 13 Ks. Typical Ryan game. Here is Larry Heisel, who's walked twice and struck out once and flied out. And pitch, and that's a 4. That's a 4 versus a righty, and a 10 is going to be a bouncer to second base. Second baseman Doyle hit at Doyle. 19. He's a 2 and makes the play. Ball game is over, and Ryan beats the Minnesota Twins by a score of 10-2. Nolan Ryan went the distance, gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, walked 7, struck out 13, gets the victory. I can't remember how many wins he has, but I think he's like 6 and 2. Let me see if I can track that. Win, his 10th hour. Yeah. So he is 7 and 3. He's going to be 8 and 3 now. 8 and 3. Holy smokes! And so he gave up 7 hits. Did they commit any errors over here? 1 error there. Carew made an error. So 1 error on the Twins, and no errors for the Angels. This is a typical Nolan Ryan. Hilarious. A typical Nolan Ryan score sheet. I mean, this guy's a blast, right? So, like, two-dimensional. So two-dimensional. Let's just go over it real quick here. Walk, 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 walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walks. Strikeout. Strikeout. So it's easier to see that way. Strikeout, 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 strikeout. He struck out 6 in a row. And then walked the batter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strikeouts, walks. The whole scorecard is either a walk or a strikeout with some hits here and there. So that's pretty funny. And how many hits for the Angels? The Angels had a great offensive day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hits. Holy smokes. I never believed this 74 team could collect 17 hits. That's just mind-bending to me. So, All right, so let's recap quickly. 10 runs, 17 hits, and no errors for the Angels. It is the Twins with 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Nolan Ryan goes the distance. He notches his 8th victory of the season against 3 defeats. He pitches the 9 innings, allows 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 7 walks, and 13 Ks. And that is start number 11 of the Ryan experiment. And I hope you watch 12 and comment. It's a blast. These are out of production cards, not easy to find. There's a couple of guys selling them for 200 and up. And I'm lucky to have them to be able to play 74. It really takes you back. I have to look at that rule for the trailing runner on those plays where somebody gets thrown out or somebody takes an extra base. I got to look and see. I don't want it to get too complicated, but I also want to know just the basics. I had a couple of runners thrown out at third base today, so I stopped. One was thrown out at home, and another one was thrown out at third base somewhere. Right here. So I was trying to advance with Rodriguez. He got thrown out, and then I got Doyle got thrown out at home plate. And then there was another for the Twins. There was a runner. Bobby Darwin got thrown out at third base. And trying to go from 7 to got thrown out 7 to 5. So he was trying to go to third on a ball hit to left field, which is generally a no-no. And that's supposed to be a -2 to his speed, but I didn't remember. I don't think I remembered that. But he got thrown out anyway. Valentine has 0 arm, and I believe that's it. So I tried to. I think I made one. I made it once. I took the extra base one time, I believe. I'm totally sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Tony Porter Cards and Dice. I will see you guys very, very soon. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel and click on that little bell so you're notified as to any of my videos. And join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. And I will see you guys very soon. Take care.